Okay, let's show you how to find the limit as we have t approaching 9. And you'll notice what's going on with this function is we have a square root involved. So to get started on any one of these problems, you first want to simply replace the variable with whatever value you're approaching. So in our case, we're going to replace the t with a 9. It goes in the numerator there, but also in the denominator, we're going to put a 9 there as well. As you can see, we're going to simplify down. We have 3 minus 3 in our denominator, which ends up getting us to 0 over 0. So when you get to this point, if you get the same number, 0 over 0, in the numerator and denominator, you want to continue. And how we're going to continue is we notice that we have that square root in the denominator. That's pointing us towards multiplying by what we call the conjugate of the denominator. So we're going to multiply both numerator and denominator by the conjugate of the denominator. So what that means is you use the same 3 and the square root of t. But because we had a subtraction sign in the initial denominator, what we want to do is we want to use an addition sign in between these two terms for its conjugate. Next, we're going to go ahead and multiply this out. We still have the limit as t approaches 9. For the numerator, I'm going to leave this as 9 minus t multiplied by 3 plus the square root of t. I'm not going to bother to multiply that out because my end goal is to eliminate that 9 minus t. So if it's left as a factor, it's going to be easier to do so. Next, we're going to take our time and multiply the denominator out. So we can use the acronym FOIL, which stands for first, outer, inner, last, or just think of this as the distributive property. So first, we would multiply 3 times 3 makes 9. Then our outer is 3 times positive square root of t, which is going to be plus 3 square root of t. The inner is negative square root of t times 3, so minus 3 square root of t. And then our last is going to go as negative square root of t times positive square root of t, which will make negative t. As we simplify our denominator, you should notice that we're both adding a 3 square root of t and subtracting a 3 square root of t. So in our case, those are going to eliminate each other. And we're going to be able to continue by saying, well, we have the limit as t approaches 9. And what remains in our numerator is that 9 minus t and 3 plus the square root of t. But what remains in our denominator is simply 9 minus t. So at this point, we have 9 minus t multiplied by the entire numerator and 9 minus t multiplied by the entire denominator, so we can put this into lowest terms by eliminating that common factor. Okay, so from here we still have limit as t approaches 9, but what remains is that 3 plus the square root of t. All right, from here, because we've eliminated that 9 minus t from our denominator, we simply replace the t with 9. Do a little bit of simplifying, we get to 3 plus 3. That's going to make 6 as our overall limit as t approach 9. And from there, that's our solution. So I hope this helps out. Just be mindful if you have a square root only in the denominator, multiply by the conjugate of that denominator. If there happen to only be one in the numerator, multiply by the conjugate of the numerator. Hope this helps. Good luck.